You're probably sitting there wondering when your life is finally going to change. Maybe you've been making the same dua for weeks, maybe months, maybe even years. You're asking Allah for guidance, for peace, for a job, for marriage, for your family, or maybe you're simply asking Allah to remove the pain in your heart. And if you're honest, there have been moments where you've wondered, Ya Allah, why is nothing changing? Maybe you've even compared your life to someone else's. You see people getting married, getting the job you wanted, living the life you prayed for, and quietly asking yourself, when will it be my turn? If that's what's been running through your mind, listen to this carefully because Allah answers this feeling in the Qur'an. Allah says in Surah Ar-Ra'd, indeed Allah will not change the condition of a person until he changes the condition of himself. Subhanallah, read that verse again. Allah doesn't just tell us to wait, He tells us to change. Sometimes we're waiting for Allah to open a door while we're still refusing to take the first step. We ask Allah for peace, but we don't protect our prayers. We ask Allah to remove the anxiety, but our hearts are still attached to everything except Him. And we ask Allah to bless our lives while continuing habits that take the barakah away. Then we wonder why nothing changes. This doesn't mean that every hardship is your fault, not at all. Life is a test, but this verse reminds us of something way more powerful. Before asking, what will Allah change around me? Ask yourself, what can I change within me? Because maybe it's your relationship with the Quran. Maybe it's the prayer you've been delaying. Maybe it's the sin you've been making excuses for. Maybe it's forgiving someone. Maybe it's learning to trust Allah instead of constantly worrying. Small changes made sincerely for the sake of Allah can completely transform a person's life. Not over time, but not overnight, but over time. And that's how Allah often works. He changes the hearts first, then He changes lives. So tonight, don't just ask Allah to change your situation. Ask Him to change your heart. Because when your heart changes, your perspective changes, your patience grows, your trust becomes stronger, and sometimes that's the beginning of every blessing you've been waiting for. So before you leave this video, take 1 minute. Think about one thing, just one, that you know Allah wants you to improve. Start right there. Because one sincere step towards Allah can become the first step towards a completely different life. And maybe the reason Allah hasn't answered your dua the way you expected is because He's preparing you before He gives it to you. Think about it. If Allah gave you everything the moment you ask for it, would you even be ready to handle it? Sometimes we ask Allah for success while still struggling with arrogance. We ask Him for wealth while forgetting to be grateful for what we already have. We ask Him for a righteous spouse while we're still neglecting our own relationship with Allah. Allah doesn't just prepare the blessings, He prepares the person who will receive it. And that's a mercy itself, because a blessing given at the wrong time can become a trial. But the same blessing given at the right time can become one of the greatest gifts of your life. So don't mistake preparation for rejection, don't mistake delay for abandonment, and don't think that because Allah is silent, He isn't working. Allah is always working. Even when you can't see it, He's changing circumstances, opening doors you don't know about, protecting you from things you'll never even hear about. So keep making dua, keep praying, keep changing yourself, and leave the timing to the one who controls time itself. Because when Allah finally says kun fayakun, be and it is, no delay, no person and no obstacle can stop what He has written for you. So be patient, stay sincere, and trust that the Allah who brought you this far will never abandon you now.